Welcome back to 15th Street Automotive. We're going to do a part 3 on our 2015 Chevy Silverado. The one that we fixed the fuel leak, and then we found a misfire on cylinder 1. Suspect it's a lifter, but today we are pulling it apart. I'm going to do just kind of a quick time lapse kind of video on taking it apart, because this isn't going to be about how to pull heads off of a truck. This is going to be about what we found as far as the problem with cylinder number 1. So come along, we're gonna find out what exactly is happening on this thing. All right, so I just got off the #1 intake and exhaust rockers. Looked down in the holes in the to the lifters, and there's nothing obvious. There's nothing obvious with the lifters, so we're going to continue pulling the head so we can pull the lifters completely out. I suspect our problem is the lifter itself, so wouldn't expect to see a whole lot of stuff down there from the top of the lifter, but we'll continue pulling. All right, so I pulled these lifters out. These are the lifters out of the of 1. So this is cylinder 1, exhaust intake, and what I found was this lifter, which is the intake lifter, which is the one in question, came apart. So it came out in pieces. So I looked at the roller, and if you can see this roller, it's perfect. There's no scratches or anything in it. You look down in the cam and it's perfect. So I think we're going to get away with just doing a set of lifters on this thing. So this is what one of the deactivating lifters looks like when it's not broken. See, it's got a pin in here. If I pull this apart, this pin right here got damaged. You can see it's pulled out, and that's what caused the thing to fall apart, is this little pin in there. So it goes right in that hole right there. And it came apart. So the cam's not damaged. The lifters is almost half the job. So customer will be happy. He can save a bunch of money. We're going to pull the other head off now, and because we're not going to do just a half a set of lifters, and then we'll get everything coming. And I'm going to straight edge the heads. If the heads are straight, there is no compression problem, so there's no reason to send them out. I'll straight edge them. If they're straight, they'll go back on. We may get this thing going today. So I did not show you where that lifter pocket is. It basically sits right in there, just like, see how that one is right there? It sits right here, just bolts in. So I'm going to pull that one out so you can see how it comes out. All right, so we've got the heads off, got the lifters out, the old ones out. I've got it all cleaned up. I'm going to show you what it looks like. It's ready to go back together. We're just waiting on parts, and then we'll get this thing running again with all 8 cylinders. But this is what it looks like, all cleaned up. So driver's side head surface is all cleaned up, and then on the passenger side, we're all cleaned up, ready to go. All right, so I'm going to check the flatness of this thing, see if they need to go to the machine shop to get straightened. But I don't suspect they do because we didn't have any problem with that. So straight edge, and this is a Central Tools straight edge. Basically set it up there against, against the whole thing. Put it up in here, and you can take your flashlight, and you shouldn't see any light where the straight edge touches the head. See, there's no light coming through there. You check it several different places, no light at all. And then diagonally, and then diagonally. So there's no light at all. If there was light, you can take a feeler gauge, but you shouldn't be able to get any feeler gauge underneath there. So that's how we do it. I'll check the other one. All right, so if I look a little different, it's because I just dropped my camera and ruined the lens, and now I'm on my iPhone because that's what I have available. So I wanted to show you this block before I stuck it in there. So this is the lifter block, and you can see it's got a cutout on this side right here, and so it holds 2 of the deactivating lifters and 2 of the standard lifters. Standard lifters goes in these lower holes, and the deactivating lifters go in the through holes. You can't really mess it up. You also can't mess it up because this slot here corresponds to a tab in the head that can only go on like this. You can't put these in the wrong hole, is what I'm saying. So I'd like to say that Chevrolet has idiot-proofed it, but it's amazing how we can screw stuff up. So I'm gonna go ahead and stick these back in here and start reassembling this thing. All right, so we got the coil boots or coils on, spark plug wires, got the connectors on. Connectors are all on and the heater hoses are rerouted. So now we get to do the other side. All right, so we got it running. It runs pretty darn good, if I do say myself. There are no misfires, and I'm gonna let this thing cycle through a good heat cycle. It's almost out of gas, so I got to run down and get some gas in it. But I think we got her fixed. So that number one intake lifter was junk. But I'm going to take this around the block, and if there's any more information, then I'll come back on and we'll talk about it. Other than that, we're going to call this one a fix. Thanks for watching.